peeps, welcome to another video. Today I am going to be talking about my May sewing plans, and May is going to be border print month. So I have a giant pile of fabric next to me. I mean, when do I ever not in one of my plans videos? Whether they actually come to fruition or not is another thing. I don't think I'm going to get through all of these fabrics this month, but I did want to show you the majority of my border print collection. I do have a few more that are on silk fabrics that I will not be attempting to use this month because I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do with them. And if you've watched my Show Us Your Stash video, then you will have seen those fabrics and you can answer in the comments there what you think I should do with those particular prints. This is the plans that I have for May. So I have a variety of border prints here. Some of them are on quilting cotton, some of them are on cotton sateen, and some of them are on rayon. So let me show you. This first one is from the Textile Centre. If they are still available, I will list them down below. But the ones from the Textile Centre are not going to be available anymore because I bought these quite a while ago. So this is 5 meters of viscose with realistic floral border. So it has lots of tiny little flowers on a navy background on the top half, and then you come down and we have a giant realistic floral border at the bottom. Now I have a couple of ideas of what to do with this one. It is as I say, a viscose fabric, so a gathered skirt. A traditional way of using a border print would be to cut a rectangular skirt, gather or pleat down the waist and put it onto either a waistband for a skirt or a bodice for a dress, and just have the border print running along the bottom of the skirt. And that is how I've used a lot of border prints in the past, and I think the majority of the ones that I've got made up are all in quilting cottons. That is a very good way of using a border print, but there are other ways that you can use these as well. Now for this one, the flowers kind of are obviously going in a direction. This to me looks like the top and this looks like the bottom, but you could definitely use it the other way around. And to do that, what I would do is with a circle skirt, I would cut the circles, the side seams of the circle skirt going across the top there, so that you have a cutout for the waist, the hole there. Then that way you would have, when you're wearing the skirt, you would have flowers going down the sides, and then the majority of the bottom would be the plainer navy fabric. You can use this as the bodice, which then ties nicely into the kind of flowers coming out from the sides of the waist. And I actually think that's what I want to do with this one. I know one of you, I think it was Lauren, said no, flowers going the wrong way. Absolutely not. I think you can have some fun with these kind of things, and yes, the flowers would be upside down, but I don't think that actually matters because of the fullness of the skirt, and also because flower arrangements, if they're hung up high, the flowers do sometimes go upside down. So, you know, I think it would work. I think if it was animals or something like that, you would have a harder time making that work, and it would look odd with your animals upside down. But with flowers, I think it could work. As I say, I have 5 meters of this, so a full circle skirt is definitely a possibility, and I think I probably would end up with some really nice sized panels that I could make tops with as well. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a dress. Which dress, as yet, is to be decided. I kind of like the idea of playing around with the border print on this one, and I will be doing videos of how I work with all these different border prints, and then I'll obviously be doing a roundup at the end of May of what I've made with all the different border prints for you guys to have a look at, because I'd like to try and use some of them in slightly unusual ways. Got to try and fold it up so it doesn't go all over the place again now. Next up is another viscose from the Textile Centre. This one is a little bit different because it is kind of a border print, but it's a double border print, and actually the borders are big white bands, and then the print itself runs down the middle, and it's leaves, black and cream coloured leaves, and then it has, like I said, it's a double border print, so it has 2 big white borders at the sides. I really want to make a jumpsuit with this, and what I'm thinking is that I'm actually going to use the cream down the middle and then have the leaf print off to either side, so I have big white stripe down the middle and then the darker leaves running down the sides. And the reason that I want to do it that way is because I think if I'd had the leaves running down the middle and then the white at the sides, I think that might be a little bit enlarging. I think having the darker print on the outside will help narrow my figure out, or give the optical illusion of doing that. So I'm not sure how wide the centre, I'm going to leave the kind of cream panels, the solid cream panels, but I would like those to run down the front. And I think I know which pattern that I want to use. It's a Simplicity pattern. It is an older one. I found it in America, and the very lovely Michelle allowed me to have it sent to her, and she sent it on to me because the shipping that the Etsy seller wanted was ridiculous. But that might not be possible because I do think I only have 3 meters of this. And the thing with kind of being crafty or playing around with border prints in different ways is that you may need slightly more fabric to kind of bring off your idea than you otherwise would. I'm not 100% sure what this is going to be. It could be, because I would like the jumpsuit to be full length, but it could be kind of like culotte length, couldn't it? That could work. So that's number 2. Again, I'm trying not to make too much of a mess here. Okay, border print number 3. Again, this is a slightly different type of border print. So this one is from M. Rosenberg, and it comes no surprise to you that it has leaves and flowers on it. Black background, yellow, kind of brown and cream flowers, and then the border part of it comes in with this stripe that runs across just the one side. The other side is completely normal. So this is a border print. And the thing that I want to do with this one is the Thai fisherman wrap style trousers. I have this particular pattern, but I know there are quite a few of those types of patterns floating around. And what I want to do is I want to have these stripes here running down vertically down the front of the trouser leg that wraps to the front of those wraparound trousers. I think that would look really, really cool. I have 5 meters of this fabric, and I'm really sorry I bought the last 4 meters from Mum for Mother's Day, so there isn't any more of this. But it was, like I say, it was from M. Rosenberg and Son, and I really liked it. It's a viscose, and I think that that's going to be really effective, having these stripes kind of running down the front of those wraparound trousers. I think that's going to look really cool. I think because I have 5 meters of this, I think I'm going to have enough left to make a top, or even maybe a couple of tops with the remainder. And I think I'd like the hunter tank, the tie front hunter tank, to go with the wraparound trousers. And then I possibly may have a little bit of the stripe left over, and I'm thinking that I would like to have to make a top that has like the stripe along the top of the top, kind of like that. And I think that would look really cool with the trousers as well. So I'm hoping that I have enough of this fabric to do both of those things. You could have the stripe running down the front of the wraparound trousers and the back of them as well, but because the back gets covered by the front wrap, I'm just going to put the stripe on the front so that I do hopefully have a bit more stripe to play with, as I say, for a matching top. But we shall see. I really like this fabric. I'm really excited about working with this one. I'm really excited to see what Mum comes up with as well, because I think it's going to be really interesting to see the different types of ways that we use the same fabric. So next up is, technically this is a border print. I got this from Indian Royal Treasures, and it is rayon, and it looks very washed out here. So hopefully I will do a close-up and you can see, because this is really not helping at all. But there is embroidery, or kind of cutaway work. Let's see if I can think that just about, yeah, there you go. So I've got embroidery work down on the border, because it's a border print. I mean, technically it's not a print, it is a border embroidery. So what I want to do with these is, again, make another pair of trousers, but I would like to use the embroidered section down the side of the trouser, down the leg of the trouser, going all the way down from the waist to the floor. I have 3 meters of this, so I hope I have enough to do what I want to do with this. I know the Tofino trousers from Sewaholic are technically meant to be pajama bottoms, but these to me are the epitome of, or at least in my head, they're going to be the epitome of kind of like holiday beachy wear, or, you know, by the pool kind of thing. What I would like to do is I'd actually like to make the waistband a little bit bigger, so that it ends up with a paper bag style over the top of the waistband, because I would like to put elastic in it. I have altered the Tofino trousers to sit on my natural waist rather than to be kind of low slung like the pattern suggests, because that's just a preference of mine. The patterns also suggest that you put a waist tie in, which I want to do as well, but I do want to also put in elastic. And I think just making not a large paper bag, but just a little ruffle that goes over the top will be really flattering, because the type of thing that I'd want to wear this with is kind of bikini tops and a little cover up, or a cropped t-shirt or something like that. Now the reason I've picked the Tofino trousers is because they already have that side panel built into the pattern, and it would be fairly easy to make to modify a pattern like a palazzo style trouser pattern to kind of have the side panel in it, but there would be some work that you would need to do with the darts because of the way that the side panel kind of curves in from over the hip up to the waist. You would need to shut that and then be able to make the pattern lie flat with darts and things like that. And the Tofino trousers have already done all of that work for you, because there's an elasticated waist rather than kind of darts and things like that for shaping, because they are pajama pants, or pajama trousers. So I'm thinking that I think that this would work really well for that style, and I think it's going to look really, really lovely. So there's this one. Next we have another rayon from the Textile Centre. I think they have a little bit of this left in stock, but at the moment the Textile Centre is closed. So again, we have kind of an all over floral print at the top, and coming down into denser florals, and then kind of paisley-ish motifs at the bottom here. I think these are absolutely beautiful, and I want to work with these slightly more traditionally than the previous ones that I've shown you. So I bought this fabric because I saw this top and it really reminded me of this fabric. So again, I would like to use this at the bottom of the bishop sleeves, which is probably actually going to end up being this sleeve, to be honest. This is the sleeve from the 7537, the McCALLS one. I have done a sew along for that. So nice big billowy sleeves with this print at the bottom of them, and a tie fronted cropped shirt. I'm hoping I have enough to do some trousers and have this at the bottom of the trousers. So this is going to be where the ankle is, going up into this at the top. So kind of using this as a traditional border print, although obviously you would have to cut this on the cross grain because it's running down one border, one from one selvage. So yeah, I would like to make a trouser and blouse set with this, and I think that would look really, really cool. So that is all of my border print rayons that I have to show you. So I'm moving on to slightly more stable fabric now. This one is a John Caldor Lizano cotton sateen, and I was actually expecting it to have a bit more sheen and some stretch. It has zero stretch and no shine whatsoever, but it is ever so slightly see-through, so I think I'm going to have to interline this one. Now again, it is a border print, so we have these beautiful flowers running down one side, and I have 5 meters of this because I think I'd be able to get a couple of items out of this. So I want to make a jumpsuit with this, and what I am going to do is I'm going to have the border print running down one side of me. So it's going to be down the trouser, one side trouser leg, one side of the bodice, back and front. Probably going to have a waistband on the jumpsuit, probably. Then the other side is going to just be the kind of cream cotton look, and it is ever so slightly sheer, like I say, and that's why I think I'm going to have to line this one. I'm going to get some viscose acetate lining from Sherwood Fabrics for that. I think it's going to help with the ease of wearing it, and also just making it slightly more opaque because it is a little bit sheer. But this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful John Caldor print. I got this from Minerva Crafts. I do think they have some more of it. I saw this on their website, no, their Instagram feed ages and ages and ages ago, and I pinned it, and I was just, I took a photo and left it in my this is what I would like file. And then I was looking through Instagram, and somebody has actually made the same jumpsuit that I wanted to make with the print running down one side, and it looked so effective. So I was like, yeah, I need to get myself some of this. So it was on pre-order because they had sold out of it, so I pre-ordered 5 meters, and here it is, and it is glorious, and it's going to make an awesome jumpsuit. I'm not sure which pattern I'm going to use for this one at the moment. I kind of like the idea of the Anna bodice with a waistband and then the wide leg trousers that I've drafted myself, but I know at the moment the ones that I've traced of those are a little bit tight on me. So I'm thinking I have loads of jumpsuit patterns in my stash, so I'm going to have a look through. The thing that I want to make sure is that there aren't too many sort of seams or panels in the border print for the top part, which is why I like the Anna, because it is just an expanse of top, and then it has the darts or the tucks or the open-ended darts at the waist. bust. I do actually have bust darts in my Anna as well because I had to do a full bust adjustment to it. So that is a definite possibility because I think it will show off the print really well, and I love the Anna bodice, as you guys know. It would mean that I'd have 34 of them though, so maybe I'll have a look through my stash and see if there's a jumpsuit in there that I prefer. But I'm really excited about that one. So the next border print I have is from a designer called Lisa Chandler, and this is a quilting cotton, and this is actually intended to be quilts. So it's 44 inches wide. It's called Melba, and it has these beautiful Australian flowers. The designer is Australian, has this beautiful Australian flowers all over it, and I just absolutely love this. I have been trying to get myself some of this for the longest time. She was always at the Festival of Quilts. I tried to buy it there, but she never had enough stock of it because it was always cut down into kits for either quilts or bags. I have a bag kit with a different colourway of this, but I absolutely love this. And the one that she did have enough stock of was this all over print, which is also in the Melba range, and it's absolutely stunning. I really love this. So I'm going to combine the two. So I'm going to use the Vogue 9357, which I have done a sew along for, and I'm going to use this flower front and centre there, and then I'm going to use the rest of this print. I'm going to take out, because there is a centre seam for the skirt and a centre seam for the bodice, I'm going to take those out, make sure that I line up and pattern match a lot, or make sure that this is dead center, and then pattern match for the skirt. I think it's going to look absolutely beautiful. Now I found this at Doughty's. I'm afraid I bought the last of it. I know there are some lengths of this left on Lisa Chandler's website, so I will list that down below. I'm going to have a lot of this left over, but that's totally fine. Hopefully I can make a top, because I have 3 meters of this and 2 meters of this, no, 1.5 meters of this, so hopefully I'll be able to make a top as well. And again, sort of the same kind of principle, using one of these different stripes kind of here, or maybe all of the stripes, but I think it's going to be really fun to work with. Combining the two is another way of using a border print if it does have a kind of corresponding matching fabric, and I've done that with the lemon print for the 9357 as well. So I'm very excited about this one, and I'm very excited about that fabric, so much so that I actually bought 4.5 meters of the grey colourway. Now I think I'm going to turn this into a skirt. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to make with this one. I bought it because I just absolutely love the print. I think it's beautiful, and I'm really excited to make something with it, but I don't know what that something is going to be as yet. The flowers on this one are directional, but I do think I think you could get away with these two lines being upside down, but I don't think you can get away with this line being upside down. So it's going to take some planning to kind of get the thing that I want out of this. But I do think a pleated and gathered skirt onto some kind of bodice using the remainder of the fabric is going to look really cool, and it's going to be fun playing around with these stripes to kind of get it looking the way that I want it to. There is also the possibility of, you know, cutting into the stripes and piecing these onto other fabrics to kind of get the effect that you want, but I'm excited to try something with this one, although I think, because I don't have a definitive idea, that this is going to be one of the ones that doesn't get made in May, but I will try and get to it. Next is the Michael Miller Tropical Madness border. This is one of my earlier fabrics because I only have 2.8 meters or 3 yards of this. Because of that, I'm going to use it as a traditional border print. I am going to make a pleated and gathered skirt with this. If I have enough, because of the length that I like my skirts to be, I may not have enough to make a bodice with this particular white cotton, or at least the bodice that I would like with this particular white cotton. So I think a skirt is going to be more sensible, I think, but I do like the idea of making it into a dress, although a skirt would be more flexible because there are so many pretty colours in this one to play with for pairing it with t-shirts and tops and things. So maybe a dress, maybe a skirt. I do have a tutorial on how to do a pleated and gathered skirt to use the entirety of the width of fabric that you have, which is what I'm going to do with this one. That is a really old print, by the way, so I don't think it's available anymore. Next up we have it's a kind of linen-y type fabric, but it doesn't crease, so it's definitely not linen. I think it's 100% polyester. It's a beautiful bottle green colour, and then at the bottom it has kind of like these shards of reflected light. I got this from the Gold Hawk Road, and I plan on making the Pauline Alice sorrel trousers with this, with the shards of the colour all at the bottom, because I think that's going to look stunning. Again, using this one in a fairly traditional way, although again cutting on the cross grain. So it's a good job it's wide, because it's 150 wide, so I'll definitely be able to get the trouser legs out of that one. Gonna need to refold that. So the rest of the fabrics here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's technically 6, but I have 5 prints left to show you. So again, these are very old prints, so I don't think you'll be able to find them anymore, but it's Michael Miller Bed of Roses, even though these look more like peonies to me. It's on this royal blue background with pink and white flowers. Oh, 2 secs, run out of room. Really bright, vibrant flowers there. I have used this to make a Mother of the Bride dress and bolero set when I was making commissions for other people. And then I also have the grey colourway here, which has got peachy peonies, or although again this is called Bed of Roses. Cabbage Roses Border is what this is called. I have used this one to make Big Bird a 6696, and it was the very first sew along that I ever did, was using this fabric. So I'd actually bought bolts of these fabrics, so I had quite a lot of them. I think I had 5 meters of each, but I think I had to cut into my particular parts, or my particular cuts, to make both of those previous mentioned commissions. So I would really like to make the 6696 with this myself, because I really like how Nia's turned out. I would make mine sleeveless. I used it traditionally, so this part of the border was around the bottom of the skirt, but then I also used this on the yoke on the back of the shirt part of the dress, and it looked really effective. So I think I would like to do the same for myself as I did with Nia's, and it is a really beautiful fabric and a really beautiful dress. And then with this one, I made the McCALLS, I can't remember the number, but I'll put the photo of the pattern up here. And again, I did a pleated and gathered skirt with this one, so I used this one very traditionally, and I kind of like the idea of doing that again, although, you know, the first one that I mentioned with the circle skirt using this top part of the border print, I'm quite tempted by that as well, although I don't know if I have enough of this particular print, and obviously I can't get any more, so fingers crossed I have, but if not, a pleated and gathered skirt with a bodice on top will look really, really cool. Okay, so next up we have another border print, funnily enough. This one is by Frond Designs for Stephanie Brandenburg, and it's called Una's Garden. This was a gift from the lovely Mary from Pre-Cut Nuts, and she sent me 3 beautiful cuts of this designer's quilting cotton, and I have 5 meters of each one. I have used one of these already to make a by hand London Anna dress with a gathered skirt on it, which I absolutely love. So I want to do something a bit different with this one. This one is another one that I don't think you can mess around with the direction of the print. The flowers are definitely growing up in this one, and with the very first one I showed you, because they were clustered together, I think you can get away with them being the wrong way up, because it kind of looks like floral arrangement. But these ones, the flowers are definitely growing. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one. It's absolutely beautiful. I really like how my by hand London Anna dress with the other one of these prints turned out. So I am tempted to do the same thing because I know that it works, but I may try a different bodice. So maybe the 9357 would look quite cool, although that does have a lot of pieces in it, like, you know, a lot of bits to the top, so it could break the print up. That's again another reason that I like the Anna bodice, is because it has a couple of tucks and a couple of darts, but you get an overall impression of the print. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this one, but it is beautiful. Then we have another Michael Miller. This one is Flamingo Border, originally named. So it's got flamingos, like a sketchy flamingos all across the border, and then it's kind of a minty blue. I think it's more minty than it is blue, to be honest, with little boats in the background. I think it's really, really cute. So I have 5 meters, well, I have 4.5 meters of this, 5 yards of this, because I got it from fabric.com. I saw Roisin from Dolly Clackett had this print, and I think she made the rosy dress. She definitely made a strappy dress with this. And again, with this one, you can't really play around with the position of the border because flamingos don't go sideways. So the flamingos need to go this way. And again, I think probably I'm going to end up with a pleated and gathered skirt with a strappy bodice on this one, because I just really like how they look. That's my flamingo border print. Next we have, this is another Michael Miller print. I did show this to you guys when I was organising my quilting cottons into 2 different lengths, and somebody asked for the name of this. It's Michael Miller Fabrics, hang on, Michael Miller Fabrics, and it's just pattern number MC6305 confetti border. So it's a kind of rich navy with gold dots on it, which come down into a concentration at the bottom. And I have seen somebody make the McCALLS 6696 with this, and they used the 3/4 length sleeves, and they used this part for the bottom of the sleeve, and they also did a very full and gathered skirt with this part as the bottom, and it looked beautiful. Now again, I think I might play around with this and use the gold part at the waist, coming up from the bodice and coming down from the skirt, with a circle skirt print, a circle skirt pattern over this, so that we end up with this coming down the side seams. I think that would look really pretty. And the reason I say to use this kind of like at the waist and then from the bodice is I think that it ties it together really nicely. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this one. Again, I have 5 yards, 4.5 meters, and again I got it from fabric.com, but I did get it quite a while ago, so I don't think it's available anymore. But it is called confetti border, and hopefully the person that wanted some can find some out there in the ether somewhere. But it is absolutely beautiful, and it's going to make a really cool dress. I don't think I'm going to do the 6696 with sleeves, because I don't enjoy wearing dresses with tight sleeves. I think you guys have known this about me for a while. I like these kind of sleeves that are much bigger like this, because it just means that I can get my arms above my head, and I enjoy that when I'm wearing dresses. I don't like being restricted in my dresses. It's something that I have noticed about myself, that I just don't reach for those dresses that I feel constricted in. I don't think I'm going to put sleeves on my dress, but I do think that this at the bottom of the sleeves would look really cool and tie in with the rest of the dress if you decided to go that direction. And then the final one, it's another Michael Miller. It's called Betty, and it is another floral border print. Now this one I am 100% going to do the circle skirt being cut out from this part, going down into the smaller print down at the bottom of the skirt. I had that's exactly what I wanted to do. There were only 4 yards of this. I might need to adjust my expectations on the length of the skirt that I'm going to get. We shall see if I can actually pull this off. I could go for a 3/4 circle skirt with this, possibly. Another option might be trying a half circle skirt with this, cut out differently. I think I mentioned it again in my Show Us Your Stash video. I have a beautiful half circle silk skirt that I got from Monsoon that has a border print on it, and they've used it kind of strategically. Again, it's coming down from the waist, and it looks really pretty. So it might be something that I could experiment with this particular print with. Whatever I end up with, it's beautiful colours, it's nice and bright and vibrant, so I think I'm going to end up with a really pretty dress with this one. So yeah, that's all of the border prints that I have to show you today. As I say, I have some silk ones in my stash. I think I have about 5 or 6 silk ones in my stash that I love, but I'm not going to challenge myself to try and work on those this month as well, because I have a giant pile of fabric that I'm not going to get through right next to me, and the idea of throwing those silk ones into the mix scares me, because those are scary prints. But again, if you've watched the Sew My Stash video, you know this. Wish me luck, wish me luck. Which one are you most excited to see, and have you worked with border prints before? If you have you worked with them in a different way to some of the ones that I have mentioned? Let me know in the comments down below, because I would be really interested to have your guys' input. Batteries flashing 2 secs. That's better, we have power. So yeah, if you've worked with border prints, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know what you did with them. If you've got, link me to photos of your Instagram or something. I'd love to see what you guys have done with border prints, and I'm always looking for inspiration. I hope I've described my plans with these fairly well, and you kind of get the idea of what I mean. But it will be really interesting to show you once I've got these made up what I was talking about. So obviously showing you is going to be easier than just kind of verbally trying to waffle at you about what I'm planning with them. I'm excited. May is going to be a busy month. When is it not? Hopefully it's going to be a more successful month than April was. If you've watched my April lookbook, you know that I didn't have as many wins as I did fails in April, but that's one of those things. And it was fun trying out the different patterns, and none of them have been perfected as yet, so then I'm not writing any of them off completely. Watch this space. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.